Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. We are very happy to see you here again. My name is Emma, and today we are going to learn English together through a fun and friendly conversation.
Hi, Emma, and hello to all our wonderful listeners and friends who are watching or listening today. My name is Tom, and I hope everyone is having a great day.
Tom, how are you today?
I'm doing very well, Emma. It's a beautiful day, and I'm excited to talk with you and our friends about today's topic.
That's great to hear. Before we begin our lesson, let's talk a little about our day. My morning was quite busy. I had some technology problems with my phone, which is actually very interesting because today's topic is problems with technology.
Oh, really? Technology problems are very common these days. Sometimes our phones, computers, or internet connections just decide to stop working, and then we feel confused or even a little frustrated.
Exactly. But don't worry. Today we are going to talk about these situations and learn useful English words and sentences that you can use when technology doesn't work properly.
And dear friends, before we continue, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and write a comment below. Your support really helps our channel grow and helps more people learn English with us.
Yes, it means a lot to us, and your comments are always interesting to read.
Sometimes the comments are also very funny.
That's true. Last time someone wrote, Tom talks too much.
Hey, I think that's part of my job.
Don't worry, Tom. Today you can talk as much as you want.
Oh no, that might become a very long lesson.
Well, friends, get comfortable, relax, and let's start learning English together through today's interesting conversation about problems with technology. So, Tom, let's begin by talking about technology in our daily lives. Today, almost everyone uses technology every single day.
That's very true. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I usually check is my phone. I look at my messages, the weather, and sometimes the news.
Many people do the same thing. Technology has become a very important part of modern life. We use our phones, computers, and the internet for our communication, learning, work, and even entertainment.
Exactly. For example, students use technology to study, watch lessons, and search for information online.
That's right. And many people also use technology to learn English, just like our listeners.
A useful sentence learners can practice is, I use my phone to learn English.
Another helpful sentence is, technology helps me learn new things every day.
Emma, do you remember how people learned things before smartphones and the internet?
Oh, yes. People used books, libraries, and sometimes they had to travel far just to find information.
Now everything is in our pocket.
Exactly. But sometimes that little device in our pocket can also create problems.
Yes, sometimes technology works perfectly, and sometimes it completely stops working.
And that is exactly what we are going to talk about in the next part, common problems with technology.
Stay with us, everyone. Things are about to get interesting.
Now let's talk about some common technology problems that people experience in daily life.
Oh, yes, this is something everyone understands. One of the most common problems is slow internet.
That's very true. When the internet is slow, people cannot watch videos, send messages, or join online meetings easily.
A useful sentence learners can practice is, my internet connection is very slow today.
Another common problem happens when a phone or computer suddenly stops working.
Yes, many people say, my phone is not working, or my computer froze.
Computer froze means the computer suddenly stops responding and nothing moves on the screen.
That situation can be very frustrating, especially when you are doing something important.
Another common problem is low battery.
Oh, yes. Imagine you're outside, and suddenly your phone says, battery low.
A useful sentence for this situation is, my phone battery is almost dead.
Emma, I remember one time my phone battery died when I was using the GPS to find a restaurant.
Oh no, what did you do?
I had to ask a stranger for directions. Luckily, the person was very friendly.
Well, sometimes technology fails, but people can still help each other.
That's a good lesson. Technology is helpful, but it's also good to know how to communicate with people.
Exactly. And learning English helps you do that. Tom, when technology stops working, many people feel confused and don't know what to do.
That's true. In those situations, people often ask someone for help.
Exactly. And it's important to know the right English sentences when you want help with a technology problem.
For example, a very common sentence is, "Can you help me with my phone?"
Yes, that's simple and polite. Another useful sentence is, I think something is wrong with my computer.
That's a very natural way to explain a problem.
Sometimes people also say, my internet is not working. Do you know how to fix it?
Emma, the word fix is very important here.
Exactly. Fix means to repair something or make it work again.
So someone might say, "Can you fix my laptop?"
Or, do you know how to fix this problem?
I remember one time when my computer suddenly stopped working while I was writing an important document.
Oh no, that must have been stressful.
Yes, I called my friend and said, "Can you help me fix my computer?"
And what happened?
My friend came over, pressed one button, and the computer started working again.
Sometimes technology problems have very simple solutions.
Yes, but when we don't understand the problem, it can feel very complicated.
That's why learning useful English sentences about technology problems is very helpful.
Exactly. It helps you explain your problem and ask for help clearly.
Tom, we have talked about some problems with technology, but we should also remember that technology has many good benefits in our lives.
That's absolutely true. Technology helps us do many things faster and easier.
For example, we can communicate with people around the world in just a few seconds.
Yes. With a phone or computer, we can send messages, make video calls, and stay connected with family and friends.
Benefit is learning. Technology gives us access to a huge amount of information.
Exactly. If you want to learn something new, you can simply search for it on the internet.
A useful sentence learners can practice is, technology helps me learn new things.
Another sentence is, I use the internet to study and find information.
And many people also use technology to learn languages, just like our listeners.
Yes, they can watch lessons, listen to podcasts, and practice speaking online.
I remember when learning English used to require many books and dictionaries.
Now everything is available on one small device.
Exactly. Technology can become a powerful learning partner if we use it wisely.
That's why it's important not only to know the problems, but also to understand how technology helps improve our daily lives.
When we use technology in a smart way, it can make learning easier, faster, and more enjoyable. Tom, technology is very helpful, but sometimes people use it too much.
That's true. Some people spend many hours looking at their phones even when it is not necessary.
Exactly. That's why it is important to learn how to use technology in a healthy and balanced way.
A useful sentence learners can practice is, "I try to use technology wisely."
Another good sentence is, I don't want technology to control my life.
Emma, sometimes I notice that when people are together, they're not talking to each other. Instead, they're all looking at their phones.
Yes, that happens a lot today. Technology connects us to the world, but sometimes it also disconnects us from the people around us.
That's a very interesting point.
So, a useful expression is, technology should help our life, not control it.
I like that sentence. It reminds us to use technology carefully.
For example, we can use technology to learn, work, communicate, and solve problems.
But we should also take breaks and enjoy real conversations with friends and family.
Exactly. Balance is the key.
When we use technology wisely, it becomes a powerful tool that improves our lives instead of creating problems.
And that is an important lesson for everyone who lives in today's digital world.
Emma, do you remember a funny moment when technology caused a problem for you?
Oh, yes, Tom. I remember a very funny situation that happened to me last year.
Really? Please tell us the story.
One day, I was using my phone to send a message to my friend. I wanted to write, "I will call you later."
That sounds simple.
Yes, but my phone's autocorrect changed the sentence.
Oh no, autocorrect can be very dangerous.
Exactly. Instead of writing, I will call you later, the message became, I will cook you later.
That sounds a little scary.
Yes. My friend replied immediately and asked, why do you want to cook me?
That must have been very embarrassing.
It was. I quickly sent another message and said, sorry, my phone changed the message.
This is a very common situation today.
Yes, technology helps us communicate faster, but sometimes it also creates funny mistakes.
A useful sentence learners can remember is, sorry, my phone changed the message.
Another useful sentence is, autocorrect made a mistake.
Even though these situations can be embarrassing, they also make great stories,
That's true, and sometimes technology problems can make us laugh.
which is actually not a bad thing at all.
Well, Tom, today we had a very interesting conversation about problems with technology.
Yes, and I think many of our listeners can relate to these situations because technology is part of our daily lives.
That's true. Today we talked about some common problems like slow internet, phone battery problems, and computers that stop working.
And we also learned some useful sentences people often say in these situations.
For example, my internet is very slow. My phone is not working. Can you help me fix this problem?
We also talked about the positive side of technology and how it helps us learn new things, communicate with people, and solve problems.
Exactly. Technology can be a very powerful tool if we use it wisely.
And sometimes it even gives us funny stories like your autocorrect message.
Yes, that was a very funny mistake.
Dear listeners, now we have a small question for you.
Yes. What technology problem happens to you most often?
Is it slow internet, a phone battery problem, or something else?
Try to write your answer in English in the comments. It's a great way to practice.
And if you enjoyed this conversation, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends.
Your support helps us create more friendly English conversations for learners around the world.
Thank you for learning English with us today.
We hope our conversations help you feel more confident speaking English.
See you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.